The video is starting and I am full of jitters. I am not sure how I come across on this channel, whether confident or nervous or anxious or somewhere in middle. But let me tell you one thing. Before I start any of my videos and before this, when I used to start my podcast, I used to feel really nervous. Why? Because I was going to do some kind of public speaking. And to be fair, I am not technically public speaking. Yes, public will be seeing what I am trying to do here, but that public is not visible to me at the moment. Then why am I jittery? Why every time I face camera, or before that, even for a podcast, why just speaking into my phone's speaker was that nerve-wracking for me? And why do all of us, before we are about to face public, before even not even for a speech, not even for a debate competition, even when we have to, it's our turn to speak on a Zoom meeting, or when we used to do real meetings in ancient era, when somebody would say, okay, what do you think? Or we'll take your name. Even as basic as answering to a roll call. Why do we all get anxious and nervous on those lines? Why? Let's discover it today. On this topic, you guys, I have thought about this for many years, since I was in school. Just a little bit of background on what public speaking means to me personally. I was always a person who would volunteer for speeches, for debates, because I like speaking. Words are something that I feel very connected to. There are a lot of people who feel connected to art, who maybe feel connected to music, who maybe feel connected to speed or dance movements. For me, it's words. That's why I write, I read, and I speak. And I feel very proud of that. Both the occupations that I have as a lawyer and as a content creator, both of them involve a lot of words. I mean, you must have noticed my content is completely conversational. However, as I was saying, every time I would go on stage, every time I would start a video, it takes me a little bit of time to get in the groove. And before I step my first foot on the stage, before my camera starts rolling and it just actually starts recording, I'm like, oh my God, I have one of those moments. And I know every one of us does. And I think through all my research and through all my readings and all my deliberation, I have noticed that this happens not because public speaking is very scary and public speaking is scary in general. This happens because of a psychological phenomena. And that psychological phenomena actually has a word and a term for it. It's called the spotlight effect. Yes, so basically think about a spotlight, like a literal spotlight. What happens when a spotlight falls on a person? First of all, spotlights only function in rooms which are full of darkness. What happens? There is a full dark room, which means that everyone else is not in limelight literally, and then spotlight falls on one person, and now suddenly that person is the center of attention, because actually you can't see anyone else but just that person. That spotlight in that scenario is literal, but the spotlight that I'm talking about is actually in figurative sense. Wherever someone says, okay, tell me what your views are, whether in a virtual or real meeting. Whenever someone calls you out for roll call, whenever you are there for a speech, a video, a debate, a podcast, the spotlight is on you. And that scares the crap out of us. You guys, whenever spotlight falls on us, the figurative one, we feel that we are the center of attention. And now everything depends on the words that come out of our mouth. Everyone is going to see, what our gestures are and all of that. And I completely understand why. Darkness, when there is a full room that is full of darkness and the spotlight is not on you, being in that darkness is comforting. Being in that darkness almost feels like home, because nobody cares about your gestures, your words, your clothing, nothing. But now suddenly you are the one in limelight and all the nervousness all the pressure is on. All the blood rushes to your face, your heartbeat thickens, you don't know what to do, even if it's not unexpected, even if you're going to give a speech, even if I knew I was going to make this video today, but still it happens, because when the spotlight hits you, There's nothing you can do to prepare yourself for that. Now, if we cannot prepare ourselves for spotlight in advance, and spotlight effect is something that no matter how experienced of a speaker you are, it's going to affect you, maybe in a lesser magnitude, but it's still going to affect you. Then you would ask me, Ananya, why are you wasting your time? Like, why are you making this video if you have no solution? Well, I'm not here to solve everyone's life's problems and make everyone a really nice public speaker, because I am also getting there. But the thing is, spotlight effect is inevitable. We can lessen the magnitude due to experience, due to positive thoughts, due to a lot of soul searching and a lot of pep talk, and just a lot of, and actually a robust mental health. However, spotlight effect is going to be there. But what can actually help, and what can actually help us combat us is in any real way, is just sitting in the presence of the fact that there is something called spotlight effect. Whenever we get nervous before we are going to speak, no matter how well structured our thoughts are, no matter how beautiful our grammar is, no matter how beautiful our voice is, we feel that jitters, and we blame ourselves for that. I feel like once, I'm not a psychology student, but I've always felt that once, out of my own sheer interest and curiosity, when I started reading about these different topics of how a person's psyche and psychology gets affected due to various phenomena in play, I am always constantly comforted that this is not me. This is not me being flawed. This is not about me being imperfect. This is just me being a human being. And I think that is something that really comforts me. You guys, whenever you get jitters the next time, just welcome those jitters. Those jitters are going to be there because if you are a human being, spotlight effect is going to play its magic. And that's completely fine. You're not flawed, you're not imperfect, you're not a mistake, you're not ill-prepared. For example, just think about this. If you're going on a stage, your mic may or may not work. Okay, I'm not helping your nervousness and anxiety in this, but the mic is not something that you are in charge of. What if you go over there completely prepared and then mic stops working? Nobody is going to blame you for that. And there's nothing you cannot be prepared beyond a point for that mic. A, you're not in charge, and B, things happen. Treat your spotlight effect and the jitters that you get before public speaking as that mic. It might happen, it might not happen, and when it happens, you're not responsible for that. I think that guilt factor, once removed, and once we start treating spotlight effect as a malfunctioning mic, or maybe just like a cold, or maybe, okay, what if you sneeze before a speech? Not on the stage, but backstage. You're not going to blame yourself for that, right? You can sneeze anytime, it happens. Similarly, treat your spotlight effect as a biological and as a psychological phenomenon. It's very, very scary for spotlight to fall in one person and then to be expected out of that person to perform. I'll give you an example of an extension of this. When I was doing my podcast, I could sit in any way I wanted. I could sit in a dark room if I wanted. I could wear anything and that would be completely fine. It's okay if I didn't wash my face. It's okay if I didn't tame my hair. And as you can see, my hair are not very tame worthy anyways. That wouldn't have mattered. But now when I come in front of the screen, the stakes are higher. There are a lot of other things that I have to literally take care of. The camera, the light, mic, the curtains, my hair. There is nothing can be done about that, but still I have to take care of a lot of factors, and that adds to my anxiety and my pressure, and hence the spotlight effect. The experience, yes, it lessens the spotlight effect. However, when the stakes are higher, when the public is larger, the spotlight effect definitely magnifies and multiplies. Spotlight effect doesn't choose people. There is no such person who can say that I don't have spotlight effect at all, I don't have stage fear at all. If a person is saying that to you, that person is lying. Alright, so I didn't want to take that nasty detour at the end, but all I'm saying is that embrace spotlight effect and embrace your nervousness. Nervousness means that you care. And I understand that sometimes spotlight effect also hits us while we are middle of something. For example, if I'm speaking and maybe I just realize that, oh my god, a lot of people are going to watch this. And then that sets me back. Of course, I'm going to edit this so that setback is not visible. But can you believe? I cannot see any of you right now who are going to be watching this video. And I also have the liberty to edit this. But still, sometimes I stutter, sometimes I feel very nervous, sometimes I forget my words because of spotlight effect. And that's how high the magnitude of this is. So don't worry, happens to the best of us. Let's embrace spotlight effect. Let's be a little bit nervous, but let's not stop public speaking. Let's not stop putting a view forward. Let's not stop being upfront and personal just because we think we might get a little bit of jitters here and there. Because guess what? It's going to happen and it's completely normal. I'm gonna see you guys in my next one. Till then, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.